Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us here on KREM News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we begin with this. Coming in new at noon, the Moses Lake School District released an offer to the Teachers Association this morning, and we are waiting to hear what the response to that offer is going to be. Meanwhile, the teacher strike continues. This for a fifth day today. That means students have not been at schools since they went on Thanksgiving break. So last night, the Moses Lake School Board did meet. The room was packed, and it wasn't just parents and teachers. Even people just from Moses Lake who aren't parents, they want some answers. Many said the district and union are taking just too long to find a solution and that it's impacting students.
How could we treat each other this way? It is embarrassing. I mean, I'm not perfect, and I've never treated everyone perfect, but this is wrong.
Now, the strike was not actually on the meeting agenda for last night, and the school district said they aren't allowed to comment on matters that are not on the agenda. However, like we mentioned, they have released an offer to the Teachers Association, and we will continue to track. And coming up during our next half hour, we are taking a look at the lawsuit that the district filed and explaining why they did that. All right, let's take a look now at weather with Thomas Patrick.
Well, today we have yet another weather impact alert day, and this time the weather hazard is the high wind. So that will be in play later tonight, mainly after about 7 p.m. In the meantime, still some light rain and snowfall possible during the early afternoon. But as we go over our wind advisories and our alerts in total, wind advisories are for the Palouse and southern Washington. That's the tan shaded areas. And then the heightened criteria, high wind warnings, are in effect for Moses Lake, Wenatchee, and Chelan. Wind gusts could be up to 60 miles per hour, which is quite severe and could lead to some power outages. So we'll be monitoring that, plus a big warm-up come next week. We are still on track for not only 40s, but possibly 50s for high temperatures for next week. So coming up, we're going to detail how much longer we'll see any rain or snow today, when the high winds will be at their greatest tonight, and then, of course, how warm next week will be. All that will be covered in your weather impact forecast coming up.
Coming in new today, the U.S. Marshals Service says they have arrested a mom in Spokane Valley who was wanted in a child overdose case. The Marshals Service arrested Brianna Smuts on Wednesday. She was wanted for several charges, including child assault, abandonment, and a violation of the Uniform Controlled Substances Act. The charges stem from when her 2-year-old was exposed to a fentanyl pill that allegedly belonged to her. Also, Spokane Valley police are looking for information about a deadly car crash that happened on Sprague on Wednesday night. The department says deputies were responding to reports of an unresponsive woman lying on Sprague Avenue. Now, they do think she was crossing Sprague near McDonald Road when she collapsed. A car driving west on Sprague tried to avoid the woman, but accidentally hit her, and she was killed. Officers say the driver was cooperative and showed no signs of impairment, and they released that person without charges. So right now, they don't know why the woman collapsed in the first place, and they're asking anyone with information to call the Spokane Valley Police Department. That number is at the bottom of your screen. And the Spokane man accused of killing 76-year-old Alvin Gallegos back in 2023 will not serve any prison time. Caleb Hollings was just 17 years old when prosecutors say he allegedly stabbed Gallegos to death in his South Hill apartment. Under a plea agreement, Hollings was given credit for nearly 2 years served. Hollings pleaded guilty to manslaughter under an Alford plea. That means he acknowledges there's enough evidence to convict him, but he did not admit to the crime. Hollings maintains his mother carried out the murder.
For an Alford plea, you're pleading guilty and acknowledging that there's sufficient evidence to convict you at trial, but you're not admitting to the crime.
An incredibly difficult situation for me, and I did not commit this murder. I witnessed this murder, and I would just love to get back to my life.
So Hollings' mother was also charged in the death. She pleaded guilty to lesser offenses back in May. The prosecutor said they faced a real risk of failing to convict at trial because she would have to testify. A Boise inmate pleaded guilty to killing 2 men in North Idaho while on the run last year. 33-year-old Skylar Mead could be sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. His sentencing is on the schedule coming up for January. Now, he accepted the plea as a way to avoid the death penalty. He escaped from a hospital back in March of 2024. He then killed 2 men.
This was a coordinated attack.
Happening today, Silver Mountain and Lookout Pass are now open. Here's a live look at Silver Mountain. Both of them started their opening days offering discount tickets. As for our other local hills, Schweitzer did open earlier this week, and 49 Degrees North is not officially open, but they are hosting a winter party and rail jam tomorrow. Meantime, Mount Spokane is taking a look at December 13th, possibly for opening day. And sorry, we couldn't get that live shot up for you. Maybe a little later on in the newscast. Okay. Well, you did it. Because of your generous donations, about 275 packages right now are being shipped to our men and women serving overseas. Volunteers put the packages together last night in Airway Heights, and those packages are filled with donations that you gave during the Treats to Troops campaign this past October, and now they should arrive just in time for Christmas. So we talked with the group that helps put all of this on, the spouses group from Fairchild, and they say that these treats mean so much not only to the men and women who get them, but the families as well.
To see everyone come together and support it, because when your spouse is deployed, you definitely feel a little lonely. So seeing everybody come to support not only them, but almost you in a way, kind of support them still, is really great and heartwarming.
And that's Bella Myers. She is one of the spouses that helped put the project together. The packages are going through the U.S. Postal Service and are paid for by the nonprofit group called Favored Few Support Crew. The mission of that group is to help boost morale for service members and support them in any possible way.